His lips trailed down my neck, slow and calculated. Morning, beautiful, Vihan whispered, his breath warm against my skin. I forced a smile, my voice light. You're up early. He brushed my hair behind my ear and kissed my shoulder. Couldn't resist you. You're mine. Always will be. His hand slid down my waist, pulling me closer, but I went stiff. He noticed, something wrong? His tone sharpened just enough to make my stomach twist. No, I lied. Just tired. He tilted my chin up with 2 fingers. Don't start. Your day with attitude, Amara. I nodded quickly. Sorry. Vihan smiled, the one that made the world swoon. I used to swoon too, once that he kissed my forehead and got out of bed. Breakfast in 20. I want the omelette soft, not rubbery this time. Yes, Vihan. He walked into the bathroom, humming like a man with no shadows. I sat up, the sheet slipping from my body. There were bruises on my thigh. Old ones. Faint purple and yellow reminders of last week's misunderstanding. I touched them gently. Always will be. That's what he said. Like I was furniture. Or a pet. I patted across the room to the mirror. My reflection stared back at me. Same brown eyes, same perfect blowout, same practiced smile. But it wasn't me. I pressed my fingers against the cool glass. Who are you? The woman staring back didn't answer. Amara. Vihan's voice cut through the silence like a whip. I jumped. Coming. The dining room was staged like always, white. Lilies and eggs on porcelain, our wedding photo watching from the mantel. Vihan scrolled through his phone, his fork tapping his plate in annoyance. Took you long enough, he said. I had to fix the gas knob. It was leaking. He didn't look up. Wear the blue dress today. The fitted one. You've gained a little. Need something slimming. I swallowed hard. Sure. He finally glanced at me. And fix your hair. You look tired. I didn't sleep well. He sipped his coffee, eyes narrowing. Why? I don't know. Just couldn't. He set the cup down. Are you starting that phase again? The weepy, sensitive one? Because I don't have time for another breakdown. I blinked back the sting. No. I'm okay. Good. He stood and leaned over to kiss my cheek. Smile for me. I did. That fake, empty smile I'd perfected. He grinned back, satisfied. That's better. Don't forget, the gala's tonight. You know how important it is. I remember. He grabbed his keys. Be presentable. Don't embarrass me. And then he was gone. I stood in the hallway long after the door closed. My hands trembled, clutching the edge of the table like it could hold me up. Presentable, a smile, a slimming. Don't embarrass me. God, how did I get here? I walked back to the bedroom and opened my jewelry drawer. Beneath a velvet tray, hidden under gold and diamonds, lay a photo of us, Vihan and me, 5 years ago. At the lake house. He was laughing, holding me, our faces lit by summer sun. Back then, I believed he'd saved me. I just lost my mother. I was 24, alone, raw. He found me crying in the hospital corridor. He handed me tissues, coffee, and comfort. I'll protect you, he said. He did. For a while, then the rules started. The expectations. The punishments. They were subtle at first, cold shoulders, controlling my outfits. Then louder as slaps, gaslighting, bruises, but by then, I already loved him. Or maybe I loved who he used to be. Or who I needed him to be. I held the photo tighter, then shoved it back in the drawer and oh more lies and oh more pretending. This morning felt different. Like a thread had snapped inside me. Later, as I curled my hair for the gala, I stared at my reflection. Again. Smile, I whispered. The woman in the mirror obeyed. Polished. Perfect, but her eyes were screaming, and for the first time in 5 years, I heard them loud and clear. Try not to speak too much, Vihan muttered under his breath as we walked into the hotel ballroom. Just smile and let me do the talking. I know, I whispered, adjusting my sapphire blue gown. You told me twice already. He flashed that charming smile, the one the cameras loved, as we stepped under the crystal chandeliers. There he is, a voice called. A few people turned. Dr. Kapoor. Hero of the month, someone added, laughing. Vihan let go of my hand and shook theirs instead.
Ah.
You're too kind. I stood beside him, silent, smiling, rehearsed. She doesn't age, does she? An older gentleman said, glancing at me. What's your secret, Mrs. Kapoor? Before I could answer, Vihan chuckled. Discipline. She keeps herself in check. The room laughed at my face burned, but I forced a laugh too. My lipstick did its job, hiding the tightness in my jaw. Later, near the bar, I leaned in. Why would you say that? Vihan didn't look at me. Because it's true. It humiliated me. He took a sip of his whiskey. You humiliate yourself when you speak without thinking. I gripped the edge of the counter. You didn't have to mock me in front of. Lower your voice. His hand closed around my wrist. Tight. Quick. Hidden behind the bar, breath hitched. Vihan, he leaned in, eyes cold. You want to talk back? Ruin tonight? No. I whispered, that's what I thought. I slipped away after dessert, making my way toward the restroom, head down. I needed air, or maybe a crack in the floor to crawl into. Amara? The voice stopped me mid-step. I turned, eyes widening. Ria? She looked successful. Confident. Hair up, crisp blazer over a jumpsuit, press pass hanging around her neck. It's really you, she said. Wow. It's been, what, 9 years? I smiled, barely.
Yeah.
Since college. She hugged me without hesitation. God, I used to love your poetry. Do you still write? No, I said quickly. Not anymore. She pulled back, looking closer. You okay? I'm fine. Her eyes scanned my face, too long. You sure? I nodded. Just tired. Long night. Her gaze flicked to my collarbone, where the makeup was already wearing thin. Is that a bruise? I adjusted my shawl. I bumped into a drawer. Clumsy me. You were never clumsy. I laughed weakly. People change.
Yeah.
She said softly. They do. She opened her mouth to say more, but Vihan's voice rang out behind me. Amara. I froze. Ria turned toward him. Dr. Kapoor. We've met, I think. I'm Ria Sharma. Journalist. Right. He didn't offer his hand. Amara, I've been looking for you. I was just. He slid an arm around my waist. Nice seeing you again, Miss Sharma. He led me away before she could reply. Didn't I tell you to stay close? He hissed as soon as we turned the corner. I just needed a break. He smiled to passing guests, then tightened his grip. You'll get your break when I say so. That night, the silence between us said more than our words. I didn't undress. I sat at the vanity, removing the remnants of the evening foundation. Glitter, mascara, pride of Vihan watched me from the bed. Come here, he said finally, I'm tired. That wasn't a request. I stood, every step toward him feeling like a surrendered. He touched my face, thumb brushing the corner of my mouth. You embarrassed me tonight. I said nothing. Exactly. You stood there like a ghost. His lips met mine, not gently. There was no room for refusal. My body didn't fight, but my mind screamed. He fell asleep satisfied. I crawled out from under him like I was escaping a cage. The bathroom light was harsh. I avoided the mirror this time. Instead, I opened the drawer under the sink, searching for cotton pads. That's when I found it. A book I hadn't seen in years, Paper Wings, my old poetry journal. I flipped through it, and a photo slipped out. Point 2. Kids at a lake. Me and Aryan. He was grinning, soaked to the bone. I was glaring at the camera, fists on my hips. He just pushed me in the water, and I was threatening revenge. Aryan Malhotra. I hadn't said his name in a decade. Damn, my heart tightened. He used to say, if anyone ever hurts you, I'll hurt them back twice as hard. He was a detective now. Ria had mentioned it once in a random Facebook comment years ago. I grabbed my phone, found his name, typed, I need help. Amara. I stared at the message. My thumb hovered, send it. Or don't. I pressed it, blue tick, delivered, and suddenly, I could breathe again. A black hoodie, seriously? I muttered under my breath, hugging myself as I walked into the cafe. The air smelled like cinnamon and fresh espresso. My palms were sweating. I scanned the corner booth. He was already there. Aryan Malhotra. He looked up from his phone. Amara? I froze for a second, then nodded.
Yeah.
Hi. He stood up instantly. God, it's really you. I sat down before he could hug me. Sorry. I don't want to be touched right now. He nodded, slid back into his seat. Of course. 10 seconds of silence. Just breathing. Just looking. You still drink black coffee? He asked, softly. I smiled faintly. Too much milk now. I grew soft. Not soft, he said. Just tired. That made my throat tighten. I almost didn't send the message, I admitted. I'm glad you did. He leaned in slightly. You're safe here, okay? I'm not safe anywhere. His jaw clenched. Did he do this? I looked down at my wrist before I could stop myself. The faint line of purple showed above my bracelet. I yanked my sleeve. It's nothing. Don't lie to me. His voice was low, sharp. I blinked fast. You don't know what it's like, Aryan. He didn't flinch. I don't. But I've seen enough. And I remember you. You were fire, Amara. He put it out, didn't he? My lips trembled. Piece by piece. He exhaled hard. Tell me. Everything. From the start. I shook my head. I don't think I can. You can. With me, you can. I stared at my hands, shaking slightly. It started good. He made me feel chosen. Wanted. Safe. But then I had to start earning it. I looked up. Being perfect. Obedient. Silent. Beautiful, always. No flaws, no voice. His hands curled into fists on the table. Did he ever hit you? Once. Then said sorry. Then again. Then stopped saying sorry. Aryan shut his eyes for a second. You need to leave. I can't. Why not? Because I don't even know who I am without him. Because he'll find me. Because, I choked. Because what if I'm nothing? He leaned forward, his voice tight. You're everything. You always were. A tear slipped down my cheek. I'm scared. I know. But you have me now. I looked at him, really looked. Same eyes. A little more tired. A lot more serious. But still Aryan. The boy who punched my bully in 6th grade. The boy who taught me how to whistle. I missed you, I whispered. I thought about you every year on your birthday, he said. Every year. Wondering if you were happy. I gave a broken laugh. I wasn't. Then let me help fix that. I'm not ready. His face fell a little. What do you need? A plan. A place. A chance to feel like I'm in control again. He nodded. Then we start there. The waitress came over, and we both fell silent. I ordered chamomile tea. He got black. After she left, he reached across the table, but stopped short. May I? He asked. I hesitated. then let him take my hand. His touch was warm, grounding. I'm not trying to save you, he said. I'm just standing here in case you decide to run. My heart cracked open. Later that night, I unlocked the front door with shaking hands. Where were you? Vihan's voice came from the darkened living room. I told you, I had a migraine. I went for a walk. He stood up slowly. You ignored 3 of my calls. My phone died. He walked over, brushing hair off my face. You look pale. Let's get you to bed. He kissed me gently, guiding me to the bedroom. His fingers traced my spine. I hate when we fight, he murmured. I only get angry because I love you so much. I stayed silent. He undressed me slowly. His touch was soft, tender, almost like who he used to be, but I wasn't fooled, not anymore. I lay awake long after he fell asleep. His arm was heavy across my waist. I turned toward the ceiling. Aryan's voice echoed in my head. He'll never stop unless you do. And for the first time, I started to believe him. His voice cut through the silence like a blade. Whose phone is this? I froze at the doorway. My heart gone. Dead. Somewhere on the carpet. Vihan stood by the dresser, holding the cheap burner phone I'd hidden under scarves. Answer. Me, Amara. I stepped forward slowly. It's old. I forgot I even had it. Don't lie. He tossed it on the bed. It has 1 contact. Aryan Malhotra. My stomach clenched. Who is he? His voice was calm, too calm. I told you, an old friend. Friend? He stepped closer. You texted him for help. You lied to me. I didn't lie. You said you went for a walk. You were with him, weren't you? His face twisted. You cheated. No, I didn't. I needed someone to talk to. To talk to? His laugh was dry. You're my wife, Amara. You don't talk to strangers about us. He's not a stranger, you're mine. His hand flew faster than my breath. A slap, louder than thunder. I stumbled back. Vihan, please, he grabbed my shoulders. What did you tell him? Nothing, I swear. Another blow. This time to my ribs. I hit the floor. His voice was distant. I gave you everything. And you still betray me? I tried to crawl back, but the room tilted. Darkness swallowed me whole. When I woke up, the air smelled like antiseptic and sandalwood. Amara, a voice whispered. I blinked. The light was dim. My head pounded. I saw Aryan's face hovering above me. Where, you're safe. I came as soon as your signal went silent. I tried to sit up. Pain exploded through my ribs. Don't move, he said, holding me steady. You were bleeding from your temple. He found the phone. I know. His jaw clenched. I was watching the house. I saw him drag you in. When you didn't answer, I broke in. My eyes filled. You weren't supposed to come. I didn't care. I looked away. You could have been killed. So could you. I broke then. I buried my face in his chest and sobbed. I can't do this anymore. Then say it. I want to leave. He exhaled. Finally. The plan started before the sun came up. We'll stage a medical retreat, Aryan explained. I know a doctor who owes me. She'll vouch for you. Rest. Trauma. You'll disappear for 2 weeks, and not come back. What about ID? Forged. New name. New bank account. I've already started. You've done this before? He hesitated. Once. For who? He didn't answer. At AT home, everything looked the same. Cold. Silent. Like nothing had happened. Vihan wasn't back yet. I walked to the bedroom, my legs shaking on the nightstand. My lipstick tube glared at me, bold red. Same one I always used. To cover bruises, I opened a drawer, pulled out a blank sheet. I sat at the vanity and began to write, Vihan, you said I was yours. You were wrong, you broke me. Over and over. And I let you. Because I thought love meant staying. But love doesn't leave bruises. Love doesn't silence. Love doesn't own, you will look for me. You will tell the world I left without warning. But I did warn you, every time I flinched. Every time I went quiet. Every time I looked away, this time, I'm not coming back.
Goodbye.
Amara, I pressed my red lipstick to the corner. A kiss. A mark, then folded it and slid it under his pillow, the same place he used to whisper, I'll protect you. Bye. Sunrise, I was gone. Start with a memory, Dr. Lena said softly. Not a story. A feeling. I stared at the blank page in front of me. Pen shaking. Fine, I whispered. Fear. That's the first thing I remember. She nodded, folding her hands. Where does it live? In your body. My throat, I said. Like I'm always swallowing it. Good. Let's write from there. Later that evening, Aryan knocked gently before coming in. You okay? He asked. I looked up from the journal. Define okay. He gave me that crooked half smile. Breathing. Eating. Not running. Then.
Yeah.
I'm okay-ish. He walked over, placing a cup of tea beside me. Dr. Lena said you made progress. She says that every time I don't cry through an entire session. That is progress. I laughed sparely. Today I remembered the first time Vihan yelled at me. We'd only been married 3 weeks. What did he yell about? I swallowed. I laughed too loud at one of his colleagues' jokes. He said I was embarrassing him. Aryan's face hardened. You weren't. I know that now. I met his gaze. Back then, I thought I was. Every day started the same, tea, therapy, writing, silence, every night ended the same, dinner, silence, and Aryan staying just close enough to remind me I wasn't alone. You don't have to tiptoe around me, I told him once that he leaned back in his chair. I'm not. I'm waiting. For what? For you to stop shrinking. I stared at him. What if I never stop? You will, he said. You're already different from the girl I found on that floor. One night, the power flickered out. Just candles and rain. That he lit one and sat on the floor beside me. I forgot what quiet sounded like. I murmured, you were never allowed quiet, were you? Not the kind that felt safe. We sat like that for a while. My head rested on his shoulder. His warmth seeped through me like something I didn't know I missed. I turned to look at him, his breath hitched. Amara. I kissed him. Desperately. Hungrily. Like I was trying to remember how it felt to be wanted and not hurt. His hands held my face gently, like I might shatter, but just as fast, I pulled back. I can't. He didn't move. I know. I'm not ready. Then we wait, he said. Together. By week 3, Dr. Lena looked at me differently. You're sitting straighter, she noted. Your voice is stronger. I don't feel stronger, I replied. Strength doesn't feel like fireworks, Amara. Sometimes it's just not flinching when the door slams. I smiled. Then maybe I am strong. Ria's email came that night, from a burner account. Subject. You don't have to hide forever, Amara. If you want your story told, I'll help. On your terms. No pressure. Just, don't let him own the narrative. Ria. I stared at it for a long time. My finger hovered over reply. What's wrong? Aryan asked, entering the room. Ria. She found a way to contact me. He glanced at the screen. Do you trust her? I don't know. She helped at the event. She also disappeared afterward. Maybe she was waiting like I was. Or maybe she's bait. He sat beside me. Then don't reply. Not yet. Watch and wait. I'm tired of waiting. He nodded. Then take control. One step at a time. I exhaled. I want my voice back. The next morning, I wrote a new journal entry. Not a memory. A truth: I was loved by a man who wanted a puppet, not a partner. I gave him everything. He gave me silence, bruises, fear. But I survived. And that makes me dangerous. When I finished writing, I stood taller, not healed, but not hiding anymore. The woman who disappeared, she was coming back. Aryan, is that my face on their front page? I whispered, hands trembling as I held up the tablet. No. Just your story, he said. Your name isn't mentioned. Ria kept her word. The perfect doctor's perfect lie. I mouthed. The headline like it would burn my tongue. God. Read it. I can't. Then I'll read it to you. He cleared his throat. Behind every charming smile lies a shadow few dare to question. Dr. Vihan Malhotra, celebrated surgeon. And socialite, is no exception. With documented psychological assessments, undisclosed abuse reports, and exclusive evidence from reliable sources, this article explores the disturbing duality of a man who fooled an entire city while breaking the woman closest to him. I flinched. You okay? I don't know what to feel. Aryan looked at me, waiting, relieved. Terrified. Exposed. All of it. But not alone, he said softly. The article exploded in less than 24 hours. By noon, Vihan's PR team released a vague denial. By evening, the hospital suspended him pending investigation. I watched it unfold with a strange stillness. He's spiraling, Aryan muttered, scrolling through angry patient comments. It's public now. He can't talk his way out of this. I sipped my tea slowly. People are finally seeing who he is. Aryan looked up. You okay, watching this? I need to watch this, I said. Every second. The next day, Aryan handed me a thin folder. What's this? His police record. It was sealed. I got it unsealed legally, just barely. I flipped through the pages. My stomach churned. Ria didn't include this? No. Too dangerous to print without consent from the victim. But, you can decide what to do with it. She existed. My voice cracked. He did this before me. Aryan nodded. Her name's Tanya Suri. She filed a complaint 6 years ago. Broken wrist. Concussion. He got a restraining order. But it vanished from records after a settlement. She walked away. She ran. I stared at the paper. Why didn't anyone believe her? Same reason they didn't believe you. I closed the folder. Can I send this to the hospital board? It's yours to use. No trail leads back to you. 10 minutes later, I hit send. Subject, for your review, sealed report on Dr. Malhotra. No name. No explanation, just the truth. That night, I sat on Aryan's couch, the TV playing muted news footage. Vihan's photo flashed on screen. A reporter's voice echoed through the captions. Dr. Malhotra suspended amid abuse allegations, hospital begins internal review. I took another sip of my tea. He looks small, I said. Aryan chuckled. He always was. I turned toward him. You knew from the beginning, didn't you? I saw the signs. Why didn't you tell me back then? Because you had to see it yourself. You wouldn't have believed me. I swallowed hard. I thought love made you stay. Turns out, fear does. Fear is loud, he said. But so is truth. And now it's shouting. I'm scared he'll come back. He won't. His license is under review. His reputation is in flames. He's under surveillance. I let the silence stretch before I asked, do you think I'm weak? He turned toward me, his eyes fierce. No. I think you're dangerous now. I blinked. What? Powerful. Controlled. Strategic. That's what scares men like him. You didn't just survive, Amara. You ended him. My throat tightened. You're not weak, he said again. He just couldn't handle your strength. A tear slid down my cheek. I didn't even realize I had it. You do, he said. You always did. The news kept running, but I stopped watching. I'd already seen what I needed: karma. Coming. Collecting, and this time, it wasn't just knocking, it was kicking down the door. You sure you're ready for this? Aryan asked as we pulled up to the hotel lobby. No. But I'm doing it anyway. He won't try anything. Security's in place. Cameras, audio, exit protocols. I'm not scared of him anymore, I said, stepping out. I just want it done. I waited in the private lounge. Minimalist decor. Marble floors. Silence loud enough to make my heartbeat feel obnoxious. Then the door opened. Vihan, disheveled. Unshaven. Eyes sunken. Amara, his voice cracked. You look alive? I said, arms folded. I didn't know where you went. You just vanished. Isn't that what you wanted? Silence? Obedience? I didn't want you to leave like this. I didn't want to bleed like that, I snapped. But here we are. He flinched. I wasn't always. I cut in. Don't rewrite history just because it's inconvenient now. He dropped into the chair across from me, hands shaking. I loved you. I laughed. Sharp. Bitter. No. You loved owning me. That's not true. You think love means control? Isolation? Fear? I leaned in. You didn't love me. You used me. His eyes welled up. I lost everything. No. You lost me. The rest is just consequence. I was sick. I didn't know how to. I begged you to get help. I begged you to stop. My voice was steady. Cold. You didn't want help. You wanted silence. He looked at the floor. What do you want from me? I reached into my bag and slid the folder across the table. He opened it. His hands froze. Divorce? Yes. Amara, you'll sign them. Today. His gaze hardened. Or what? I leaned back. Calm. Or I release Tanya's sealed complaint to every media outlet that printed your face. His jaw clenched. That's blackmail. No, I said. It's leverage. Something you always understood. He stared at the papers. You really hate me that much? I don't hate you, I whispered. I survived you. He rubbed his temples. You were my wife. I was your possession. A body you could bruise. A mouth you could silence. A name you could parade. Amara, please, no. I stood. Wait. I gave you years, I said. You gave me scars. Tears streamed down his face now. He reached for the pen. I watched him sign. Each stroke shaky. Hesitant. Final. I picked up the file. You'll get your copy through my lawyer. He stayed frozen, head bowed. I turned to leave. He whispered, you'll forget me one day. No, I said. But I'll heal. And you'll remember me every time you hear heels clicking on marble. I walked, deliberate. Poised, click, click. Click, the last sound he'll remember of me. Do you still have nightmares? Aryan asked, tossing a pebble into the ocean. Sometimes, I said, toes buried in warm sand. But they don't own me anymore. The breeze lifted my hair, no spray to freeze it in place, no mask glued to my face. Just bare skin. Breathable. Honest. He looked at me. You've changed. I had to. No, he said softly. You chose to. I turned toward the horizon, sunlight breaking through lavender skies. I used to dream of disappearing. And now I dream of living. He smiled. That rare, quiet smile of his. You're doing it, Amara. You really are. I didn't think I could. I thought leaving him would destroy me. You didn't just leave him. You reclaimed yourself. I turned to him. You were there. Every step. You saved yourself. I just held the door open. My throat tightened. Thank you. He shook his head. Don't thank me. Just never go back to who you were with him. I won't. You promise? I promise. Silence fell between us, not heavy this time. Not sad. Just full. Safe. I glanced at him. What about you? What happens now? That depends, he said, leaning closer, on whether the woman I fell for is ready to stop surviving and start living. My heart jumped. I'm still figuring out who I am. That's okay. I'm still scared. So am I. I studied his face, honest eyes, lips that never lied, hands that never hurt. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I had to run. Come here, I whispered. That he leaned in, slowly, as if asking without words. Our lips met, not rushed, not hungry. Just real. My eyes fluttered shut. The kiss tasted like ocean air, salt, healing. When we pulled apart, I didn't apologize. I didn't flinch. He exhaled. You sure? No. But I want this. Want you. He rested his forehead against mine. We'll go slow. I don't need fast. I just need kind. Back at the cottage, I stood in front of the mirror. No bruises. No red-rimmed eyes. Just me. I pulled out the old lipstick, the deep red one I used to smear over broken skin. Aryan appeared behind me. You don't need that anymore. No. You're not hiding. I'm choosing. I smiled. This time, I wear it because I like the color. I applied it, slow and precise. My reflection stared back, stronger, softer. Free Amara, he said from behind me, voice gentle. Do you see her now? The woman in the mirror? I do, I whispered, and for the first time in years, the smile on my face wasn't armored. It was mine.